The city of Greer in South Carolina, famous for being the site of the only BMW manufacturing facility in North America, the hometown of the 1994 NBA draft pick of the Chicago Bulls and Harlem Globetrotters, Chris Bruton, and it was once part of the domain of the Cherokees. But now you can fly into this area thanks to Vertical Sims producing Greensville-Spartanburg International Airport. Let's go check it out. So as already mentioned, yes, we are looking at Vertical Sims Greensville-Spartanburg. That's Kilo Golf Sierra Papa. Obviously, before we get into this, please do remember, hit that subscribe button, stay in touch with the channel, as we release all those reviews, tips and tricks, and also the odd stream when we're around. And also we have a Discord server, the Flight Sim Network, where we've got a lot of real world pilots, air traffic controllers, VAT sim supervisors. Any question at all that you have, jump in. It's a safe place. Ask the question, we will help. But with that said, like I said, we've got this product here, priced at $10.99 US, which I actually think is a really good price for a scenery, given the fact what we have seen in the past. It's just near Greer, as mentioned in the intro before, and it's the second busiest airport in South Carolina. So it's no small airport at all. It has PBR lighting and taxiways, I should say. It's the up-to-date airport layout with the exception to the new cargo ramp, which currently they don't have the imagery for. But from that text, I assume it's going to be a completely free upgrade, and they'll patch it in as and when they can. Has all the ground clutter, handcrafted objects, HD buildings, custom jetways, you name it, it is here. Personally, having played around with it, I actually think it's their best airport they have created yet for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And we can actually look at the reviews, because they do have some reviews that people have already left on here. So we've got a very good add-on at a very good price. My first time, so far so good. Excellent product. This guy didn't bother writing anything, but he's giving 5 stars. And these one here, great scenery. It's good to see the lesser known regional airports get some attention, which is very true, Derek. Very true. So, like I said, we're going to download it now. I'm going to show you the installation. Then we'll have a look at the default textures, and then we'll get into the actual add-on itself before moving on to those sim versus real takes at this airfield. So with that said, let's get on with it. I thought it was super important just to point out a few things as we look at the default scenery before going into the add-on. During the review, I do mention about a few elevation issues, which, as we saw in the default section, is also there. So that's not fair to highlight in this product, which I mentioned a couple of times during it, because actually it's the sim, not actually the add-on itself. But with that said, we can see the default scenery all in front of us here. To be fair, it's not actually that bad for what the default scenery offers. The layout seems quite correct. The tower almost right, and I mean the terminal just looks like a block of hotels and flats with jetways pointing off it. But on the whole, it's actually pretty nice. So yeah, let's though go and take a look at now the product. Like I said, those elevation issues are the sim, not actually the product. So installation is super easy. Once you have the product downloaded, you simply double click on the installation program. Once you've done this, a splash screen is going to appear briefly, and then from that splash screen you're going to then start going through the process of installing, so making sure we've got the product selected, and simply then click on next. Now we're going to have to navigate to our community folder, so I'm going to do this here. And then once we have the community folder in place, the next step is super simple. Just click on install. And this is now going to go off and run the installation program and install the product into your community folder From here, we're done. Next. Okay, so here we are with the scenery now installed. And a couple of neat little things I have seen is the ILS equipment on the runway here. But there are a few, and I don't know if it's the sim or the scenery and it's conflicting. Ignoring these jagged grass bits in the road, there seems to be some kind of weird elevation glitch that you see here. So I'm not too sure. They were just strange looking fences. What's going on there? Something's not talking with each other. Who knows? But heading over now into the first apron, which looks more like a cargo apron. We've got the car park with flat cars, unfortunately, there. It has to be said that there's what looks like a flat building, but flying over you can't really tell. Well, I can now, I know it's there. And then a normal car park with actually cars that have been built in. Then we head over to this apron here, which more like cargo. There's a cargo apron. The taxi markings look really nice, super crisp. I do like them. And again, with the runway, looks nice. And this time, as opposed to some other models we've seen, the taxi markings do go out into the runway, which is also pretty cool. And one thing I have noticed is where on other sceneries you get that satellite overlay and you can see where the real markings would be and where the developers put them in. You don't see them on here. So already it's looking nice. That it looks flat, and that's a satellite imagery of obviously some kind of pappy lights, I'm guessing. It looks that way, but there's the pappy lights on the runway, which looks more like a GA kind of apron here. The hangars around, and again the hangars look nice. None of them are open, so we can't go in, unfortunately. And then the car park, I do wish they'd actually put fences in, because there's no way this car park's open, no way at all. But the cars look nicely modelled and parking correctly, so that's cool. And then we head down. Nice looking hangar, actually. You know, attention to detail there. I do like that. That looks really nice. And again, another hangar there. The emergency vehicles. Not too sure what's going on here with this shadow. I'm going to say it's not the actual scenery, but the sim. Unfortunately, that looks kind of bland there when you get up close. But these gates and these stands look really nice. Really do look nice. And then the attention, like what looks to be more like a building site behind it, if I'm being honest, from the satellite imagery, but it definitely adds to it. I'm not too sure what this weird looking overhang is, though. It serves no purpose. I don't know if it was a bridge at one point or what, I don't know. Some kind of weird roof. Windows look reflective to a degree. Here, to the other side, the additional parking stands there. Overall, though, on the day, you know, in these first impressions, really nice. And then you've got, I don't know again if this is, it must be the sim because it's not actually loading in very well, which is a sim issue. The other end of the runway. So with that said, let's go and see what this looks like in the wet. So here we are. It is absolutely chucking it down, and yes, everything's sodden. It definitely looks wet. You know, you want to be out in this, and already we can see that everything looks damp. Very, I would say nice, because I do like the rain textures on the ground in the sim. I mean, obviously we can go all the way out to the runway. Runway lights on, everything looks damp as it should be. Wet and sodden. I do wish we could see rain bouncing off the hangars though, on the roofs. That would be pretty cool. Do we see rain in the car park? Yes, we do. Okay, that's good. I have seen a few issues. You can see where it's popping as the rain just starts to cover it, but there's a few scenery issues popping. And again, I don't know if that's my sim or the add-on. Yeah, there's the other cargo apron. Still, it looks wet and horrible. So, let's go and see now when it snows. So a snowstorm is now building into the airfield, and already we can see that it's starting to cover the whole airport really nicely. I do like this. So if we start to zoom in, the apron's covered nicely, the runway gets covered, which is a rare one. You don't often see this, to be fair, but we can see the runway's covered. Again, the taxiways are covered. Do we see any patches though? Because that's a common occurrence with a lot of add-ons where you see where they've missed it. You know, like this here. You know, that's still grass. That shouldn't be there. So there's a few issues around the back here in terms of snow textures. Would be nice if the terminals got snowed on. You know, they got snowy roofs, but it definitely has that really cold feel to it. That's for sure. And everywhere's covered, you know, everywhere's covered in snow. You can imagine every taxiway, there's none of that kind of de-iced underfloor heating kind of taxiway that's randomly in the airport that shouldn't be there. So definitely looks good. So let's now, last but no means least, see what this airfield looks like when it's in night. Okay, so here we are. It's now nighttime, and it's all lit up superbly. Definitely like this. Now, the one thing I will point out, in other airports, these taxiways are pitch black. Now, I don't know if it's because of the lighting around this area or not, who knows, but you can see, you know, it's middle of the night, you can still see the taxiways clearly, and they're lit up by this blue edging, so that's cool. But as we head into the terminal area, I love this lighting. Oh, this looks superb. Lit up like this. Look how bright that looks. And then as you step back, it goes dark. That's how it truly should be. And not forget the lights around the back of here, even under there. Look at that. That's all lit up underneath this side of the terminal, a side that you may never even see. So it's cool. We still have that issue with floating orbs as lights, but again, that's a sim thing. But I would love a developer to actually connect those lights to poles at some point. Wow, how that amazing would be to take that detail. The control tower's lit up nice. I still have that flick in there, so I don't know what's causing that, but blatantly something's causing it. See issues somewhere. And again here, all the lights light up as they should. This at night looks amazing. This at night looks amazing. I love it. So it's a nice airfield to come in the winter, but at night, wow. are my thoughts overall in terms of this airfield from Vertical Sim? Well, in general, I actually really like it, and I do think it's one of their best yet for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yes, there are a few elevation issues that we can see right here on this shot, and I don't know, if it's caused by the add-on and the elevation at different angles. Who knows? But it's there. And yes, I have a flicking area around that emergency services point. But in general, it's superb. Those satellite imageries you often see, yes, they're still there, but they almost become part of the scenery and make it look more weathered, which I think is really nice. And then all the terminal buildings are exactly where they should be. Great night lighting, and those winter textures where it just gets covered in snow is second to none. There's no patches that are not covered on the terminal. Yes, there's the odd strip that needs potentially addressing, but we are talking between the boundaries of the sim itself and the actual product. So who's causing that? Who knows? Um, but maybe it can be addressed. But in general, it's a really nice airport to actually base out of and fly in and out. But with that said, please do leave a comment with your thoughts on this product. And as always, take care, stay safe, and we'll talk soon.